Greetings, friends. We're here today for a question and answer video. And basically, I've posted something a couple hours ago that dropped questions for a Q&A video. It's really short notice and it's really late in the night. I know, I apologize for that. But I function better at night. Also, I'm sick right now, so I just sleep most of the day. I think I caught the flu, finally, even though my immune system is pretty good, but you gotta have it eventually if you go out. So there's that. Now, let's get right into it. Despite the short notice and very lateness, we have some really great questions, 7 of them actually. So I'm gonna start with the most important one and be done with it, and that is by Ikram Hussain, and he has asked, takeout or chillax? Takeout is the OG. I'm gonna clear that out first. That's how my love for local burgers started, because they were the OG and I just repeated myself. And having said that, their quality isn't as good as they used to be. So right now my current favorite is chillax. They put a lot of more cheese in there, and yeah, their burgers are just better for me right now, especially the double chicken one. Next question. Zeba has asked that, what do you do when you feel sad? Live normally, I guess. When don't you feel sad? That should be the question. Am I right? Okay, so next question by Maisha Ahmed, and she has asked, do you prefer digital art over traditional art? Pretty sure you do, and if so, then why? Surprisingly, I do prefer traditional over digital. But I paint digital all the time. That is because, first of all, it's very cheap. You just gotta buy your tablet, right? And after that, no paper expenses, no paint expenses. You can undo and all that. Like, it's basically faster and less messier, like zero mess at all. If I had a dedicated person who would set up canvas and paint and water and then would clean up after, I would paint 3 paintings a day. Like, I'm not even joking right now. Pretty sure I did at one point, but it gets too messy for me, and I like to keep my room clean, and I'm very lazy when it comes to like cleaning up. So I just don't get around to do it, but I do sketch a lot on my sketchbook. So there's that answer. I do prefer traditional. Next question. Ashrafi Ryan has asked that, what's your suggestion for a noob artist on starting digital painting? Before digital or traditional, any kind of painting, I would suggest you to get better at sketching first. Digital or traditional, you gotta sketch a lot. And once you've reached a point where things are proportionate and it looks pretty good in place, only then start to paint and color and experiment with that, because underlying everything, if your sketches are not proper, the paintings will not look as nice. I mean, anything can be art, disproportionate or not, but if you're talking about proper stuff, like things with structure, then you need to master sketching first. Like, do pencil sketches every single day until things look exact the same or like close enough and have the value correctly put in. And that's why if you go to an art college, they will not let you touch paint for like first 2 years of your 4-year course. So they will be like just sketching and mastering that for the first 2 years, and then they will start on the coloring thingy. So there's that. Get sketching and get good at it, and then you can look at the other options. And you can paint on the side too, no problem, but just focus on the sketch first. Sketching takes the priority here. Next question is by Shanti Islam, and she's asked, any memorable experience after you started this page? Fun fact, I actually made this page in 2016, but I haven't done anything with it until early 2019, like last year. So what happened was, I was in a like very sad kind of place. I went through a breakup on the first month on 2019, and after that, what I did was just try to channel all the negative energy into like drawing properly. Like, before I would just sketch and then just leave it at that, but this time I wanted to like post finished paintings every single day. So once I started to do that, a friend of mine, she's really sweet, she invited like every single one of her friends, and my page was around 700 likes around the 2 years it was like idle. And once she did that, it reached like it crossed 1K, and once that happened, I got like a really good moral boost that okay, people care and they like what I do, so I should just go all in. And around the whole 1 year, we're now at 6.5K, and that's like super unbelievable. But that was the driving factor that pushed it all the way here. So that's the most memorable part, I would say, for this page history. So shout out to that friend. I don't know if she wants to be heard or not. Shainan, thank you. I love you. Next question is from Tahsin, and he has asked, in which trance you go to, in which state of existence of tranquility do you feel? By what type of passionate energy you feel when your hands start to move to the orchestra of making an artwork? Cat emoji face. That's a really deep question, but the answer isn't deep at all. I suffer from occasional anxiety and depression. I got myself tested, it's just not self-proclaimed. So basically, I've always loved drawing, so that thing is like a proper distraction for me. Once I get into a sketch or a piece, I don't even care if my legs are getting numb. It has always been like that. So from my like anything I suffer from sadness or whatever, I just draw and it just passes the time till I'm okay, so I don't like act out or something. So that's the kind of trance I go into. And it's an obsessive trance. It's relaxing. It takes my mind off. That's why I do it, and I do it every single day. Final question. Kausar Latif has asked that I want to pursue art. Not really sure exactly what. Maybe animation. Don't know. But I do know it's not maths or physics, and art isn't exactly that well received here in Bangladesh. What are your suggestions in convincing the old folks that this is a real career path, as real as an engineer or doctor? And the different question, is going to art college worth it? Okay, so I'm gonna start with the first one. It isn't well received here, or any third world country to be exact, because it's not guaranteed revenue. Like if we're talking about any practical sector in work, like a civil engineer or a medical guy or architectural stuff, things you see like everyday lives, people always must need. Like people can lose taste in art, or like any leisurely thing like entertainment related, they can come and go in trends. But stuff like building, medical care, and food, these are the things that are basic primal needs of humans and will always be here. So it's very easy to suggest a career amongst those paths because it's proven to work. So they don't really need any evidence that it's working for you to enlist you on something like that. But they do forget the part that you still have to want to do it. So it doesn't always work out that way either. But it's still guaranteed revenue even if you don't enjoy it. So my advice for to convince them that this is a proper career path is to not say anything to them at first. You level up your skill, you get to work, you get some projects done, you earn some cash. You don't need your parents' approval for that. It could be just a hobby. And then once you're at a place where you're earning, you can show that to them. Like, okay, look, I'm making money from this and these are my stuff. I'm already good at it. So since I'm already running on it, so why not just let me go as far as I can with it, right? So if it's decent enough, if they see there's potential in there, like physical evidence, I don't see a reason for them to just blatantly say no. They can try to convince you otherwise, but you will have a logical argument going into it, which will not just be like, this won't work out, because you're showing them this is working out, even if it's just little right now. So that's the way to go. And for the question is going to art college worth it? I'm gonna tell you that's a no, because you can have a disciplinary action in there and learn stuff from it, but right now, on the day and age of YouTube, you can learn just as much, if not more, through just sheer willpower and the information that's available on the web. And You don't need a recommendation from an art college to get into an industry. What is like important from art college is the connections you can make, not necessarily a recommendation. You still need to be good at what you do, and basically there are scouts, people in the industry that go to art colleges for projects they need. So if you want to be enlisted on some kind of program, then they can discover you easier, faster, and they can just give you a shot at their project they're on. But that also depends on how prestigious that place is. So you're gonna go there for the connections. You're not going there for the skill building. You can do that all by yourself, basically. And the experiences may vary, but if it was like 10 years ago, I would say absolutely. But right now, I don't think you need college to get better at art. And it also pressures you into going into one way. I feel like it's not designed to make yourself express yourself that well. Again, I am not someone who's been there, but I know people from there and their experiences taught them and stuff. So basically, it's just like, yeah, you'll get a good concept of the basics and stuff, but rest is entirely up to you. You have to be creative on your own to shine through. And if you can do that while in art college, you can do it outside of it too. You get what I'm saying? So basically, if you can be self-made, if you have a social audience, if you can grow your social media through art, and you can make those connections, because it's so easy to look up people these days. You don't even need that art college connection. It's a really good thing if someone supports you, if your parents support you into like going into that place, because it's pretty expensive and you won't be earning anything for a while. So you can either go that if you can afford to, or if not, no worries. You can just build your skill off of anything available online for free. So that's the answer. Like it depends on if you can afford it or not. And education is always good, but some people are really not that good at curriculum stuff when it comes to art, and some discipline training can help you, but depends on who you are as a person. Personally, for me, I would love to study on an art college, but the way I'm doing things right now, learning it all by myself, that's been pleasant too. Like there's no one to pressure me, and I have the drive force to keep going even like when I'm like not feeling it. So it's working for me, but it might not work for you. It might, so it just varies. But I'm just saying that even if you don't go to art college, it won't really make a difference if you're really driven. Yeah, that was a long answer, but yeah, I think that was a really good question. And yeah, I'm gonna end the video here today because that's all the comments I got for now. Next time I'll try to put it on the question post on the day time, so more of you can comment on it. Thank you for listening, and let me know if it was a good video or not. I'll make more of it later on then, more often. See ya, bye bye.